What if I told you there's a country sitting on massive natural wealth, a growing consumer market, and surprisingly low competition, yet almost no global entrepreneurs are paying attention? Sounds like a missed opportunity, right? Most people get this wrong, but here's why. When people think about starting a business internationally, they rush toward crowded markets, places where competition is fierce, costs are high, and standing out feels almost impossible. But the real game, the one smart entrepreneurs play, is different. They look for places where demand exists, but supply is limited. And that brings us to Algeria. Now here's the surprising truth about Algeria. It's one of the largest economies in Africa, with strong local demand in multiple industries. Yet, because of its regulatory complexity, many outsiders never even try to enter. And that's exactly why it becomes interesting. But here's the problem. Setting up a company in Algeria is not as simple as clicking a few buttons online. In fact, this is where it gets challenging and where most people quit before they even start. So today, we're going to walk through the entire process of registering an LLC in Algeria, step by step, through a real-world style story. By the end, you'll understand not just how to do it, but whether it's actually worth it. Let's start with a story. Meet Daniel. Daniel runs a small import-export business in the U.S. Over the years, he's learned one thing. Margins shrink in crowded markets, so he starts looking elsewhere. Emerging markets, less competition, untapped demand. That's when he comes across Algeria. At first, he's skeptical. Isn't it complicated, risky, hard to enter? But curiosity pulls him in. And that's where everything begins to shift, because sometimes the markets that seem difficult are the ones with the most potential. Now, before we follow Daniel further, let's understand what an LLC in Algeria actually is. In Algeria, the most common business structure similar to an LLC is called an SARL, which stands for Société à Responsabilité Limitée. And here's why that matters. Just like an LLC, it limits your personal liability. That means your personal assets are generally protected if the business runs into trouble. Simple concept, but extremely powerful. Now here's where things start to get interesting. An SARL in Algeria can be formed with one or more shareholders. Yes, even foreigners can participate, but there's a catch, and this is where it gets serious. Algeria has had regulations requiring local participation in certain sectors, meaning a portion of the company may need to be owned by an Algerian partner. This is where most people get confused, because the rules can vary depending on the type of business. So Daniel realizes something important early on. He cannot do this blindly. He needs local insight, and that decision changes everything. Now let's walk through the actual process step by step. Step 1. Defining the business activity. This is not just a formality. In Algeria, your business activity determines everything: licenses, approvals, and even ownership requirements. Daniel initially thinks of starting a general trading company, but here's the problem. General doesn't work well in this system. Authorities expect clear, specific activities. So instead, he narrows it down to importing construction materials. Clear, focused, practical. And that clarity speeds up the process. Now step 2, choosing a company name. Seems simple, but here's where many people get stuck. The name must be unique and approved by the authorities. It also needs to comply with local language and legal standards. And here's something most people don't expect. The process may involve checking availability through official registries that are not always fully digital. So Daniel prepares multiple name options, and that small step saves him time later. Now step 3, drafting the company's Articles of Association. This is where things become technical. The Articles of Association define the company's structure, the roles of shareholders, the management system, the capital distribution, and here's where it gets critical. This document must be prepared carefully, often with the help of a legal professional, because mistakes here don't just delay your registration, they can create long-term problems in how your company operates. Daniel hires a local legal advisor. At first, it feels like an extra cost, but later he realized it was one of the smartest investments he made. Now, step 4, depositing the share capital. To form an SARL, you need to deposit the company's capital into a local bank account. And here's the surprising part. The required capital is relatively modest compared to many countries. But here's the catch. The process must be documented properly, and the bank will issue a certificate confirming the deposit. Without this certificate, you cannot proceed. So Daniel completes this step carefully. And now, things start moving forward. Now, step 5, registration with the commercial registry. In Algeria, businesses must be registered with the National Center of the Commercial Registry, also known as CNRC. This is where your company becomes legally recognized. Documents are submitted, forms are reviewed, and then you wait. This is where patience becomes essential, because processing times can vary. And here's where most people get frustrated. They expect speed, but Algeria operates at a different pace. Daniel almost gives up here, but then something interesting happens. His registration gets approved, and in that moment, everything changes, because now his company officially exists. Now, step 6, opening corporate bank account. This step is essential, because without it, your company cannot function properly. But here's where it gets tricky. Banking in Algeria may involve strict compliance checks. Documentation must be accurate. Processes may take time. But once the account is active, you unlock the ability to transact, receive payments, and operate like a real business. And this is Daniel's first real breakthrough. Now let's pause for a moment, because at this point you might be thinking, this sounds complicated. Why would anyone go through this? And that's a fair question. But here's where the story takes a turn. 6 months later, Daniel's business is up and running, and something unexpected happens. Because competition is limited, his company quickly becomes a reliable supplier in his niche. Clients who struggled to find consistent imports now depend on him. Margins improve, demand grows, and suddenly, what once felt like a difficult process becomes a strategic advantage. This is the hidden opportunity. But let's be real, not everything is perfect, and this is where it gets serious. Algeria has its challenges. Bureaucracy can be slow, regulations may change, language barriers can exist, especially if you don't speak French or Arabic. And understanding local business culture is essential. This is where it gets dangerous. If you try to operate without local support, you can make costly mistakes. But if you approach it strategically, you gain access to a market that many others ignore. Now let's bring everything together. Registering an LLC or SARL in Algeria involves defining a clear business activity, choosing a compliant company name, drafting articles of association, depositing share capital, registering with the commercial registry, completing tax and legal registrations, and opening a corporate bank account. Simple steps on paper, but in reality, a process that requires patience, planning, and the right mindset. And here's the deeper insight most people miss. This isn't just about Algeria, it's about how real opportunities work. Because the easiest markets are often the most crowded, and the most rewarding markets are usually the ones that require effort. That's the trade-off, and that's the advantage. Now here's the question you need to ask yourself. Are you willing to go where others won't? Because that's where growth happens. That's where margins exist. That's where smart entrepreneurs build something meaningful. And if you've watched this far, you're already thinking differently. You're not just looking for easy answers, you're looking for real opportunities. And that's how business-minded people think. So if this opened your eyes even a little, if you're starting to see the bigger picture, make sure to subscribe, because we're diving deeper into global business, hidden markets, and strategies that most people never even consider. And trust me, the next opportunity might be in a place no one is talking about. Until now.